All right. I believe in our sports network. Such a time as this. Happy Saturday. It's game day. Yes, it's game day. When I'm talking game day, we got a basketball game at Little John at noon playing the Seminoles. A little bit about this game. Lost the last three. And don't be mistaken, Florida State Seminoles actually 6 for 7. They're 13-13 in the season, but they're on a hot run. They won last out of the 6-7. And not so fast, my friends. Clemson really was playing good up until the last, not being a negative Nanny or a Debbie Downer. And then we've gone on a 3-game spiral. I think a lot of the teams have figured out our defense can't make a basket. Imagine that. If you can't make a basket, you're not going to win many games, no matter how good your defense plays. So without getting too much into sports, let's just do a little shout out to some of the sponsors we have. This makes this possible. I'm so grateful for these people that help I Bleed Orange. This is what pays the bills. I want to thank CBD of Greer. Talked to her a little bit yesterday. She's probably not going to be there for a spring game. Her daughter's getting married, but they were actually our second sponsor. They're on Wade Hampton, down there in Greer, South Carolina. Like you're in between Greer, going right across from the hospital over there, across from McDonald's and a little shopping center. Also want to thank Vapor Nation. We always do the first game of the season with Brad. And so we'll be meeting with them next week and completing the paperwork to do that. So glad to have them. Also, Diamonds Gold and Direct renewed. And also they're doing the golf tournament. Talking to Jimmy's Cards and Collectibles about doing the golf tournament. They all play golf. And we're excited about partnering with Wayne Buckingham in the Orange and White golf tournament. All right, so we got a noon kickoff. We're going to dive into baseball. We're going to dive into basketball, and then we got football lurking because they announced the spring game. It's actually a little bit early this year. It's going to be on the 28th of March at 1. Usually it's the first weekend in April. The sooner the better as far as I'm concerned. So let's just start off with what's starting last, and then we'll get on to what's most current. A little bit about all season in football. You know, the main thing has been the portable. Clemson's gone out and actually tapped into the portable. The thing you got to look at is we mostly did that on defense. And Tom Allen's gone out there and he's gotten 8 people, actually 9 people. The main thing, Corey McGriff actually is the #1 safety recruit in the nation. And then we got Jerome Carter, number 8. So we got 2 top 10 people where we actually needed it the most. And that's in the safety and the secondary. Because the secondary really looked horrendous this year. So I'm excited about what he's doing with the defensive side of the football team. We actually start spring practice, believe it or not, this Wednesday. So we'll be able to see a little bit what's going on there in Death Valley, how we're working out the kinks in the off season. Not really that concerned about defense. I think with all the people got to transport portals and Tom Allen bringing some people on, I think we're going to be okay, pretty solid. I'd like to see how the secondary plays out. I think we kind of rebuilt there on the defensive line. My main concern, and I've been talking about it on podcasts ever since the season's been over. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm a rebel. Maybe I just call it like it is and I go against the grain. But I really, and I think some people actually agree with me, I really think we should have gone out there and got a stud quarterback. Because if you think about it, probably the most important person at least on your offense is your quarterback. You know, and I always say behind every great team is a great coach, but behind every great offense is usually a great quarterback. Now, I'm not saying anything bad about the quarterbacks we got. I just think it would have been a smart, intelligent move on the part of Dabo Swinney and Chad Morris to go out there and get a quarterback. I mean, it couldn't have meant anything better than going out there and getting a stud, which we had the money to do it. We had the open space to do it and have them compete with the 2 homegrown boys at Clemson. Because, you know, we haven't seen a lot of Chris and we haven't seen a lot of Denson. So that's who we got. It's too late now. It looks like we're stuck with that. So whatever quarterback we got. And we're going to have to play around that. And hopefully, you know, they'll come out and have a breakout season. Because, I mean, nothing against Homer Jordan. I met him. But in 1981, we won the national championship. If you ever go back and watch any of the footage of the 1981 team, the defense was a freaking solid defense. Herschel Walker can score a touchdown on there. Herschel freaking Rock. And Homer Jordan wasn't a great quarterback. No disrespect. He's a great guy. He was a good quarterback. He wasn't no Joe Montana. And I think if he sat down with me, he'd actually agree on that. But I don't know. I don't understand the quarterback thing, but we're going to work with what we got. We're going to work with what we got. Football, I was over in Clemson yesterday, and it says, I know that you know how he goes, when's football start? And I said, well, that's easy. 196 days, 38 minutes, and 14.4 seconds. So we're about, and I say 196 days, 195 days a day. We're about 6 months out in football. So as that ramps up, as the weather starts getting warmer, you start feeling that football lurking out there in the distance, even though we're 6 months out. But take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the ball game. There'll be Cracker Jackson, all that good stuff. Baseball started down at Doug's Kingsmore. Baseball has started good. Clemson's 5-0. 5-0. Went on a 3-0 sweep against Army. Won another game, then had a game yesterday. Was kind of following it on my phone. I was on the road. I was at a restaurant eating out. We were ahead 3-0. Never heard of the team until yesterday. Look at my phone, and all of a sudden it's 3-3 in the 8th inning. Get home, click the phone. It's 9-3. It's a decisive winning. We're 5-0 in baseball. We're 15th in the nation. Going to move up after this week, of course. Baseball's looking solid. Started out with the Army. Real tough first game. We squeaked that out. But I'll tell you, we went into the weekend last weekend, and we really won solid. There was some great pitching, just like football, just like baseball, just like basketball. A great defense wins games. And the pitching was really, really, really solid. Gaffney, I'm trying to think the guy's name. He's got 3 home runs already. He's hot. The bats are hot. So I'm excited about sitting in, getting some popcorn, sitting back and enjoying some games this season at Doug's Kingsmore before it gets 95 degrees, and I can't stand to sit in the heat. But I'm going to be out there a couple games in the following weeks. Anyways, you never been to a baseball game? It's very inexpensive. They got some great in-between inning entertainment, and they got great baseball. And sometimes they even have the girls softball team playing behind, and you can kind of watch both games, and you don't have to break the bank to do it. All right, so we are lurking on March Madness, one of my favorite times of the year. But, we got to finish the season. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish. And I'm kind of like, let's just get into tournament play. But no, we got 3 games left. And no, we're not playing good right now, but we have a chance to turn that around today, babe. Ladies and gentlemen, sports fans, we got a chance to turn that around. I'm telling you, Florida State's 13-13, but don't get me wrong. It's not their record, really. It's what they're playing right now in this present moment, and they're 6 out of the last 7 games, and they're hot. They're hot. They got Robert McGravy scoring 15.2 points a game. Chancey, the guy who actually played with our last year, transferred over there, and he's their second leading scorer, I believe, with like 12.5 points a game. So, anyways, we got to bring it together. I'm just, this is a very peculiar basketball team. I can't really explain it. The defense has been playing lights out up until the last 3 games. I don't know. I'll give them a break on the Duke game because I was watching the Duke game, and they look honestly like they came off another planet and another stratosphere. They just look like and they could actually compete with an NBA team. They were making everything. They were shooting 3 points without even thinking. They were throwing the ball. They got a pair of chest on, boom, 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 boom. 3-pointers. Clemson couldn't make anything. We didn't play that bad against Duke. As far as our defense, we held them under 70 points. But still, we're on a 3-game slide, but not so fast, my friends. We are 4-5 against quad 1 teams. We got a lot of good wins. We have dropped to 31 net, which is not too bad when you got 64 teams that are going into March Madness. We just need to finish up. We got 3 games, and 2 of those are home games. We finish up with Georgia Tech, but we also got a home game that will actually be there. We didn't go there this Saturday. Just got too much going on the home base. But we'll be down there next Saturday, 1 o'clock. We're playing Syracuse. Good game. Syracuse got a good team. They're ranked number 24 last I looked. Clemson wins today. They move on a little bit. Let's meet them next week, and let's win 2 in a row at home. Let's finish off the season good. Get a good seed going into the ACC tournament, which we kind of have right now. We were tied with Duke at first, but we've lost the last 3 games. So we've dropped down to 3rd in the ACC, which still puts us, if we win out, still puts us for the ACC tournament. Probably give us a first-round bye, which is good. It's always good to have that first round, to sit back, eat some popcorn, watch the game, get a little relaxation, and not be as tired when you have to get into the tired place. So that bye looks good. But also, go in the ACC tournament, make a deep run there, hopefully win it because we ain't done it since 1981, I believe it was, and get us a good seed in the March Madness. Can't wait for March Madness. Nothing like March Madness. I will watch any game March Madness. I don't care if it's Furman playing Kuka Buka Wuka. I don't care. I love March Madness. Such a time as this. Such a time as this. All right, got Chad Morris on board. Okay, and this is what I always say about Chad Morris. When I first heard it, I'm like, I'm like, huh. I'm like, what? And now I got, I couldn't make up my mind. I started thinking about it, and it seems like Clemson Nation is like this. They're like, that's a bad hire. Well, that was a great hire. And after thinking about it, I think it's a really, 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 really good hire. And I'll tell you why. Morris has experience with Clemson. He's been at Clemson. He's comfortable with Clemson. Morris was there when we were actually going over the tipping point into the Deshaun Watson. We had Taj Boyd, the 4th and 16, Deshaun Watson coming in, making that run, almost beating Alabama in that first college playoff appearance with them. But actually, Chad Morris is what we need. They call him the Energizer Bunny. They call him the Red Bull Energizer Bunny. The guy's got a lot of energy, a lot of passion. He knows Clemson. He's fast-paced. He's not afraid to take some chances. He's not afraid to throw the ball. He's not afraid to open up the playbook and go for some wide-open passes. I think it's all going to come down to the running game like it usually does, but it's not going to be like we're going to be sitting around on the sidelines like we were the last couple years with Garrett Riley, where if you're a fan and you're going, that's going to be a bubble screen. That's going to be a run up the slant up the middle. When you're a fan and you're able to figure out your offensive coordinators play before they even call the play, just imagine what the defensive coordinator on the other side's doing. So I think with Chad Morris, we're going to have a little razzle-dazzle, baby. Let's go. Mix that book up. Do the fast-paced tempo. I'm telling you, when we were doing that back, 9, 8, 9, 10 years ago, Deshaun Watson days, nobody could really, first of all, when you have a good play and you rush back and you call the play before you get back in, you're doing the fast-paced tempo, it keeps the defense on their toes. It keeps them off balance. And the defense always gets tired before the offense. So I'm excited about the 195 days getting past us, and let's see how we do. I'm just a little confused, little complex about the quarterback situation. Hopefully I'll eat my words and come back and say, okay, it worked out good. But, personally, I think we at least should have gone out there and gotten a stud as a quarterback. We got the money, we got the brand, but, not being negative, I'm all for Chris, I'm all for Denson stepping up to the plate and having a record year. So, anyways, we got a game here in a little less than an hour and about 50 minutes at Little John. None of y'all been to a game, none of y'all been to a Little John game. Basketball game is great, nothing like a football game. You can drive up there, the traffic's not bad. You park over at Doug Kingsmore Stadium. You walk across the street, get your popcorn. The lines aren't like they're at Death Valley. You sit back, enjoy the game. Hopefully, we will turn this thing around today and come out with a win. I don't just want to win. I want a decisive win. I want us to play with some guts. I want us to play mad. I want us to play like, look, what have we been doing the last 3 games? Wake up. Wake up. You only live once. You only play one game at a time. This game we need to concentrate on. We need to concentrate on every play, every second of this game, keep our head in this game, and win this game. Don't even win this game. Win this game decisively. Get off to a fast start. Have some confidence shooting. Make some shots. Build up some confidence. Because all sports is momentum. You ever played golf? Then you ever played golf? You get out there and you shank the first drive, and then all of a sudden in your mind, you're like, oh, my God. And then another situation, you get out there and you hit a perfect shot off the tee, and then you think you're freaking Tiger Woods. This is all about momentum. It's that same way with football, same way with baseball, same way with basketball. Let's get off to a good start. Let's get a good lead. Let's keep the lead, keep the defense on there, keep ahead. That way you're not going into halftime scratching your head trying to figure out what you did wrong. Let's just start it off good. Let's put on our gorilla suits and let's go, IBO. All right. What else do we got going on? Women's basketball. Poppy's done a good job making women's basketball great again. We are on the fringes there of the women's team going to the first NCAA tournament in a long time. That's exciting. I think, Poppy's done a great job with those girls. I don't follow the girls as much as the men, but I did enjoy watching a couple games this year. They've had some real good comebacks. They've stayed in. They've stayed solid. they've made a 180. If anything, women's basketball has made a 180. So anyhow, we will be doing the spring game. I'm kind of glad it's a little bit earlier in the season. This, instead of waiting to April, we got a March 28th date. We're going to be at Bixby's on College Avenue like we always are. It's going to be a 1 o'clock game. So we've gone ahead and pre-scheduled that for 5 p.m. So what we do is we go watch the game. We don't ever do a pregame for the spring game simply because it's Clemson playing Clemson. We want to see them play each other. There's no pressure. We don't care who wins. We don't want anybody to get hurt. We want to see the new guys come on, see what the new recruits, some of the old guys, get kind of a feel of what we're doing. And then afterwards, we have something to talk about. So we always go down to Bixby's. You're welcome to join us. It's free. And then we usually always go out to eat over at the Wings Bar or over at Davo's Restaurant, walk-ons. So it's a real good time. It's a way to get together, kind of tailgate a little bit, get to see some people, and some enjoy some football without any pressure. So anyhow, we always do this on Saturday morning, 11 o'clock. We start a little bit early today. Anybody got any questions, feel free to ask. We got a comment bar in there. Things are picking up. March is one of our best months ever as far as Oblate Orange and sponsorships. We got a lot of renewals coming up. We're going to have a record year. We're growing like never before. We got a lot of good stuff going on, and we're just getting started, folks. Just getting started. Let's go. So anyhow, getting ready for the basketball game. Weather, I tell you what, the weather yesterday was absolutely phenomenal. It was, if anybody went to the game yesterday, it was perfect weather. Days a little bit rainy, but it's just clear up a little bit. Not so fast, my friends. We've had a little touch of spring here. It's felt really good, but guess what? The weather's drunk. The weather's drunk. It's going to be 24 degrees Tuesday night. So we do that in the South. We have a little bit of that crazy weather where we get 80 degrees, and then 3 days later, people wearing shorts. 3 days later, you got the hoodies on and long johns. So hopefully a couple of weeks we'll be out of that. Temperatures will kind of be in the 70s every day. Perfect time of the year for spring. Baseball, nothing like the longer days. Baseball starting up. But I tell you, March Madness is one of my most favorite times of the year. Like I said, I when it's football season, I don't care who's playing. I'll watch any game. I'm just being honest with you. I'm being transparent. When it's basketball season, if it's Clemson, I'm watching every game. I'm going to every game. But a lot of times, unless it's Duke and Carolina or some game like that, I'd really just scroll past and watch something else. But when it's March Madness, 24/7, once it starts, I don't care if it's McNeese playing Furman. I'm on. I love March Madness. There's just something about the enthusiasm. Something about March Madness is special. And I guess because it's 1 and out. You lose, you're gone. You're going home. Pack them bags, you're going home. So I'm hoping Clemson, the last couple of days, and Brad Barnell's gotten with the team. They've gotten their heads right. Keep your head in the moment. Keep your head in the game. Keep your head in the day. That's the key in life. You got to live one day at a time. You got to live in this moment. You can't live in tomorrow. You can't live in yesterday. You got to seize the moment. You got to seize the day. It's just like that with sports. That's what I feel about with football. This is just me. I'm grateful for what happened in 2016. I'm grateful for what happened in 2018, but I can't live on yesterday's papers. I want to be great now. I want to be great today. And I want the basketball team to be great today. I don't care about the Duke win. I mean, it was nice to beat Duke down there at Little John 2 years ago, but you can't live on yesterday's papers. I want to live now. I want to win now. The only time you can live now is in this moment, in this second. You got to seize the day, because once you don't, it never comes back. We only live once, and then live one moment at a time. You're not guaranteed tomorrow. And I think that should be the mindset of everybody, whether it's in sports or whether it's in life. I think you got to renew your mind every day and remember that this is going to be the best day of your life, that you're going to seize this day, and you can't live out in the future. I didn't mean to get a motivational speech right here. But you can't live out, when I get married, when I buy a house, when I make so much money, when I retire, I'm going to be happy. You got to live now. You got to seize the day. And I think basketball, football, baseball, golf, sports, sports is sports is kind of like life. You prepare for it. It's teamwork, and you bring the team together, and you go out there and you give it your best shot, just like you should in life. And you can only do that one day at a time, one moment at a time. So quit living in the past, quit living in the glory days. The glory days are now. Now's the time to live. Now's the time to play basketball. Now's the time to play baseball. Now's the time to play football. Now is the time, ladies and gentlemen. Now's the time. I'm not want to be the guy that sits around like the Dallas Cowboys have and talk about what they did in the 80s and 70s and 90s. It doesn't matter. What are you doing now? And breaking news for all you Cowboys fans. Jerry Jones had an epiphany, and he said, I am sorry, fan base. I was wrong. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. That's the greatest thing as a Dallas fan you could ever hear. I thought I was hearing things, but Jerry Jones finally admitted that he might be the problem. Oh, is that rocket science or what? Really? Thank God. Ours knew there wasn't one anyways. All right, guys. We appreciate all y'all that follow us. Remember us every Tuesday night at 7:30. Join our podcast. We are the most exciting, fastest growing sports network in the nation. Subscribe to our channel. It's free. It helps us out. It helps our sponsors out. We break it down. Me, Rowdy Tiger, Jake Donald, break it down like nobody else's. And we have fun. We're more exciting. We're not all lace and tie. We would let, if we put on our gorilla mask, we have fun. We joke around. Sometimes we're serious. Sometimes we're not. We love you guys. We appreciate the support. The best is yet, as owner of the company, I can guarantee you the best is yet to come. And we're just getting started. And all God's children said, go Tigers. All right, Tigers, go down there at Little John today in about 20 minutes and beat those Seminoles and send them Indians back to Tallahassee where they lost.